Hi there everybody, welcome back to my channel. To all my subscribers, welcome. Yeah, today's video is going to be all about story time. So get your cup of chinos ready. I've got mine ready, and let's hop right into this video. In my previous video, I mentioned that I'm going to do a story time on my Windhoek journey, how I dropped out of university, yeah, and so on. So this video is going to be all about that. Guys, as I said before, my videos are not there to bore people. Some of you might think, who wants to listen to her boring stories? But my main aim is to motivate and to encourage those that might be going through the same situations, guys. So if you feel like this platform is not for you, you can gladly excuse yourself. I'm trying to get a message across to people that might need it, people that need hope and encouragement, just as I mentioned in my last video. So yeah, I don't want to waste more time. Let me get right into it. Yeah, as I mentioned in my previous video, I matriculated in 2004 in Walfish Bay at the Kusapon Secondary School. When I matriculated, I passed my grade 12 with 25 points. And then I was not ready for any university. I did not prepare myself for further studies whatsoever because I didn't know that I would pass. Like grade 12 was just like, I was playing too much and I was not serious. And you guys know grade 12 is like the it grade. That's where you start wanting to be the popular girl. You know, you are the girl. It's your final year in school. You have to make the most of it. I think most of us can relate to that. So I was not really serious about my books. Yes, I used to study, but I was not into, like, I was not aiming to pass. Let me put it that way. Like, it was not in my goals. For me, it was just like I made it to grade 12 and yeah, that's it. So yeah, when I got my grade 12 results, I was surprised. I passed, and then to my surprise, my mom decided I'm going to university. Like, I have to go to university. And I was like, no, I didn't apply. Actually, I convinced her that I can apply next year, which is now 2006, and then go 2007 to university. But then homegirl, she works at the fishing factory that time. She used to work there. Homegirl went and asked for advice from her friends. Or I don't know, maybe she went. You know, most of our parents, they like to brag. No, my child passed, what. So the colleagues or the friends at work advised her that, no, don't let her stay home. Just let her go to school. Because if she stays home, you know how girls are in the world of today. She might fall pregnant and what. So her colleagues at work advised her that I should just go, and that there are things like late registration and what. So that night when my mom got home, she was like, sorry guys, if I'm moving too much. I'm actually holding the phone with my hand. With time we will upgrade, guys, don't worry. I'm trying to get proper lighting for you guys. Anyways, yeah, so homegirl got home. She told me, no, you can still go do the late registration. They still have that. And I was like, no, but mom, I'm not ready for school this year. Like, I was not even prepared. And what, mom, I was like, no, my dear, you have to go to university. We don't want problems or things to come up, like you falling pregnant. I was like, why would I fall pregnant? Like, seriously now? Then she was like, no, you are going to school. And I'm like, okay, you are the mother. So then she made plans, collected like money, I don't know, her savings or whatever the case might be. And there I was, sent to Windhoek out of the blue. I arrived in Windhoek. I was staying at an uncle of mine at my uncle's place. I got to Windhoek. The following day, I had to go to Nast. Mind you, I don't know Windhoek. It's my first time there. And even when I got to Windhoek, I had to take a taxi. My uncle just told me, tell the taxi you are going where, and then they'll drop you. I'll come get you there. Fine. The next day, I had to go to Nast. I thought my uncle was going to take me to Nast. No, my dear. Uncle said, take a taxi, tell them you are going to NAS. That time it was Polytechnic. I'm like, oh my word, where do I even start? I don't even know anything about it. I was this confused student. The ones that are called, that was me, homegirl. I knew nothing. I don't know Banduk to start with. I don't know anything. I don't even know where the gate of Polytechnic is. So guys, can you imagine how confused I was? Okay, fine. I took a taxi, went to Polytechnic. I got there. There's a long queue. The first day, I didn't even manage to register. Went back home. The next day, we try again. We were told no, business admin is full. Distance and full time, everything is full. There was only public management. So I call my uncle. I tell him, no, it's full. Mind you guys, I didn't want to be there. So me hearing that the course that I want to do is full, it was like a bonus for me. I was like, cool, this is my lucky day. So I can quit and go back home because the thing that I want to study is full. Mind you, I call my uncle. He tells me, no, what do they have? Then I was like, no, they only have public management. I don't even know what that is. And he's like, no, that is also not so bad. Just register for public management and then you can change to what you want next year. Guys, now I didn't have a way out. I didn't have any other excuses to make. So yeah, I registered for public management, got my student card, paid everything. So now I'm a registered NAST student. I register, I go home. Before, guys, sorry, I'm not a good storyteller, guys, so just forgive me for that. Before I went to register, when I got to Windhoek, I had a friend of mine in Windhoek, Tuilika. We actually finished grade 12 together, so she came to Windhoek first. And when I came to Windhoek, I called her up, we met, and then I went to her house. Coincidentally, she stayed just close to where I was staying, so it was just a few streets to where I was staying. Went to a place. She showed me a shortcut to school, to Polytech, because we used to stay in Hockland Park. So she showed me this shortcut so that I don't have to take a taxi. She was like, no, you can even save taxi money. There's this shortcut that you can take to school. And I was like, okay, cool, even better. I'm starting to like this whole school thing, this whole Polytechnic. I'm a student, varsity student and what. Fine. Sorry guys, if you hear noises, it's my two daughters. They are so noisy. Excuse me for that. So yeah, homegirl showed me the shortcut. So the day I registered, it was raining in Windhoek. So I decided, when I went to school, I took a cab, but then when I came back, I decided I'm going to walk because I wanted to make a turn by her, now my friend Tuilika, before I go home because it was still early. I decided, oh no, okay, the rain stopped, I'll just walk. I'll take the shortcut that she showed me. I was there walking with my handbag, and I'm now happy. I registered, I'm just waiting for classes to start. Okay, but luckily, my older sister, Kandali, she always used to tell me, you must never put money in your purse. If you are wearing a trouser with pockets, rather put the money in the pockets, and then in the purse, just keep your stuff like paperwork, like IDs and those, that. So my ID, my student card, my registration, proof of registration, all those things were in my handbag. But then the money that I had and my cell phone was here. Us ladies, where we put our cell phones. And then the money was in my pocket, luckily. So I worked, and I'm walking down the street, working. And then all of a sudden, a guy comes running after me, like behind me. I'm like, okay, maybe he's also just taking the shortcut. I mean, it's a shortcut. And then I was just working. And then the guy was like, hello, hello. And I'm like, okay. I turned around. I'm like, yes. Um, can you please help me? Like the guy is acting as if he needs assistance. He's like, can you please direct me to where? I'm like, to can you direct me? He's like, as if he's thinking. And then the next thing I saw, this guy takes out a huge knife, guys. I can still remember that knife till this day. I know if Twilika is watching this video, she's probably laughing at me because it was such my dear guys, I almost peed in my pants. That guy took out a knife. I just saw a shining thing in my face, and it's a long knife, and he's like, bring that handbag here. Yay! I didn't even think twice. I threw the handbag on the ground and I started running. Luckily, that guy only grabbed, his business was just to get the bag. He didn't care about me. He had no business whatsoever with me. He just wanted the bag. I give him the bag. He runs. I run. My dear, that day I ran. I don't even know. But within seconds, I was already at Twilika's gate. I'm like, Twilika, open the gate, open the gate. She's like, what's going on? Open, open, open. And then she opened and I was like, out of breath. I couldn't even talk, guys. I'm just there. You won't believe it. And I'm crying and I'm there and like, oh, I'm going back. That's the only words that were coming out of my mouth. Mind you guys, I was already looking for an excuse to go back home, hey? I didn't want to be at school. I was not ready for university. So I'm here telling Tulika, no, I'm going back. Seriously, this is the last one. Tulika was like, it's a what's going on? Tell me now. I'm like, just like, no, I can't take it. I'm going. And she was, what's going on? And then I was like, chill. Then she was like, chill. Come and sit. And then I said, she gave me a glass of sugar water and she's like, what's going on? Now she's now so worried because I'm just crying. And then I told her the story and then she started laughing at me. She was laughing at me. She was like, no, I'm actually laughing because of shock and also it's funny. And we are just glad that you didn't, like nothing happened to me. Like I'm safe. The guy only took the purse luckily. Who knows how it could have ended. He could have even maybe hurt me with that knife, but unfortunately he didn't. So that's the best part. So yeah, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go back. Seriously, this is just not working, and this is just God's way of telling me like it's not time yet. Because in the first place, I didn't get what I wanted to study. Secondly, now my purse gets stolen with my student card and everything in it. I'm going back. I already told my mom, let me just do this another year. And she's like, no, she tried to convince me, no, don't go, just stay, things happen for a reason, wada. And I'm like, no, darling, no, nobody can talk me out of it. Not you, not my mother, not even my, okay guys, my mother that I'm referring to is my mom's twin. My late mother was a twin, like she had an identical twin. So when my mom passed, her twin sister took care of us. Like, yeah, she raised us. So if I'm referring to my mom, I'm referring to my mother's twin. So she raised us. So yeah, that evening I went home. I tell my uncle them the story. My uncle them were like, no, darling, this is Windhoek. Things like this happen. You are not the first one. You will also not be the last one. This is just a welcoming to you. And I was like, welcoming. So my life here I was at risk, and they were even scolding me of why I took shortcuts and what. Why didn't I just take a cab? And I was like, no, I just thought, yeah, I could save and what. And then I was like, no, you are not going back, darling. This is just, these things happen. I was like, no. Me, guys, one thing about me, if I put my mind to something, and like my mind is made up, it's made up. Nobody can convince me otherwise. That's the type of person I am. If I want to do something, or if I want something, I'll do it and I'll get it. I told them I'm going home. They thought I was joking. The next morning, I was packing my stuff. I called my mom already in the evening and I told her, and then my mom was like, Luca, no one. If it's okay, just come back then. Because I can see you don't want to be there and you are just complaining of everything. Because first I called and told her what I want to study is not available. And now my purse, I got robbed. And that's the last straw. And my mom is a very soft. She's a softie just like me, guys. So she decided, Jakwa no come back home, my darling daughter. It's fine. You can do it another year. My mom gave me the green light, and my uncle is here telling me, no, you can't go back. You just have to stay. And I'm like, I'm going back. And they're even threatening me, no, if you decide to want to come back again, we will not accommodate you anymore. I'm like, I'm not even worried about that now. Right now, I just want to go back home. Like, guys, my mind is just in Wildfish Bay. Next morning, I packed my things and I hit the road. Yes, darling, I went back to Valfas. I'm not in that jokes of Venduktotis. That was 2005. Came back home. I was just home. Didn't do anything. But guys, all that while, I am still having that thing. I'm going to school. I'm going to study. I am going to pursue my studies. 2006, I go back. Like in the 2005 September, the time of applying, I applied. I got admitted at NAS for business admin. And then I went 2006, I went to do registration. This time it was smooth because now I know the process. I was there already. Everything was smooth. I was not late registration. Yeah, so everything was okay. I applied for a loan, government loan. So I was just waiting for their response. So yeah, I come to Bandung. I stayed at my uncle, the one that said I will not go back there. He accommodated me again. He's a born again Christian, by the way. So yeah, they accommodated me again. I went to school, everything was fine. Studied first semester, finished my first semester, I passed. Second semester, I passed. And then second semester, I think it's the time that we get those letters from the government regarding the loan. I didn't get the loan. And then I used the money, like my father, I inherited money from my father that I was supposed to get when I turned 21 years. I used that money for that year because I didn't get a loan. I finished the whole of first year. I passed all my subjects, and then the second year I could not go back because I still did not get the loan and I didn't have money to go back. So that was 2007. I was home in Wildfish Bay. I could not go back to school. My godmother, she's late now, God rest her soul, Meme Helena Olofo. She offered me a job. She had a kindergarten. She offered me a job at her kindergarten. I worked there for the whole of 2007 and 2008. But guys, that whole time that I was even working for my godmother and that I was in Wildfish Bay, I still had that thought in me, that goal, or I don't know how to call it, but I still told myself, I am still going to study. I want to go to school. And I used to tell my mom, them, and my brother, I want to go to school. I want to go and study. I'm not going to look for a job. I'm not going to work at a kindergarten forever. I'm going to study. I don't know where I'm going to get the money from, but I'm going to study. 2008, while I'm working for my godmother, I applied at UNAM. My friend Janae advised me to apply for a 2-year course. It's a diploma. Why don't you just do a diploma and then you can at least look for work with a diploma and then you can later further your degree? And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. These are the kind of friends that we need. So yeah, I applied for the diploma. It's a diploma in records and archives management at the University of Namibia. And I applied for the government loan again, guys. Just check my whole, can you see my, how do you call this? What is the word now? Like I pushed for this. I kept on, like I was falling, but I stood up, dust myself, and I tried again. So I was just applying and applying and applying. Got admitted at NAST, studied my diploma first year. Second semester again, I didn't get the loan. Now it's time for exams. I can't write because my studies are not paid. I called my brother and I'm crying and I was like, no, I didn't get the loan and now I just have to drop out because there is no money. How will I now finish? And I'm supposed to be writing exams. And I was crying. That time my brother was just working at the factory, guys, mind you. But he could hear in my voice that I really want this. Like, and this, the at UNAM, I felt even more, like, I felt even more willing, and I had that thing in me that I'm going to do this and I'm going to finish this and I'm going to get my diploma. I'm going to give it my all. He could see the hunger in my voice. And then the next day, my brother was like, no, don't worry, don't quit school. It's fine. We'll make a plan. Mind you, guys, he's just working at the factory, a normal general worker. The next day, my brother calls me. He's like, no, you are going to study. Just send me the account, like how much you should pay for the school. Just ask them how much it will cost the whole 2 years. And then I go in and I ask, I send it to him. My brother went to make a personal loan for me, guys. Do you see? Can you see how God works in miraculous ways? He could see the hunger in me. He could see that this child really wants to make something of herself. She grew up struggling. She grew up with a mother that was just working at the fishing factory. Mind you, my mother's sister, she had her own 3 kids, and then it was the 4 of us from my late mother, and then she had another aunt of mine that also died, 2 kids of my aunt. So that house was full of kids, and she's the only one working, and she's just working at the factory, guys. She was earning about 3,000 if it's a lot with those, all of us, and then she put us through school. There was bread every day for school. We never went to bed hungry. She made sure there's always food. Even if we have to eat pap every day, we ate it, and we survived. Guys, we went through, she took us through school, we survived. So I was so persistent, and I decided I am not going to go work at a factory or I'm going to make something I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to make something out of this. The first miracle that God showed me was when I passed my grade 12. I passed it just on the dot, 25 in 6 subjects. That was already a sign for me from God that he wants to take me to places. So there was a hunger in me, guys. I pushed, and I decided I want this. I'm going to study and I'm going to pass. My brother went to make a personal loan. He paid for my study 2 years. My mom paid for where I stayed and the taxi. I managed. I completed my diploma. I graduated. Guys, I worked hard. It was not easy. And mind you, I was doing evening classes. UNAM, most diploma courses are evening classes. I'm not sure if it's still that way now, but then when I was there, it used to be just, classes used to start from 5:30 till late. 9:30 was always the last class, and then you have to take a taxi from UNAM to Katutura at 9:30. By the time you get home, it's almost past 10 or to 11. It was even a danger, but I strived and I never stopped praying, guys. There was even a time that the final year, I failed 1 subject, and then my mom said she's not going to pay for that. I was supposed to study to pass. Why did I not study? So I must see how I will finish, how I will think. And mind you, they even allow us to write special exams. At UNAM, if you pass all your subjects and you're about to graduate and you fail 1 subject, they give you a chance to write a special exam, but then you have to pay it yourself. So I think it was about 4,000 or 5,000, that subject. Hey, I was crying and I prayed, guys. I was praying and fasting, and I was telling God, please help me work in the heart of my mother so that she can just give me one last chance, so that I can just finish this subject. I will really, really, really work hard to pass the subject. And God came through, guys. My mom, she's a softie. I think she also went and thought and like, let me just pay for this. She paid for that subject. I wrote it and I passed. I graduated 2011. That same year, and every day, ever since even before I graduated, I was praying to God to bless me with a job so that I can work and continue with my studies in like my degree. My first job was at Deloitte. It was a contract work. We were doing data capturing. And then whilst at Deloitte, I was still looking for a job. I gave in my CVs at Elite Employment. And then they called me one day for a position at Santam as a legal clerk. Went for an interview. They loved me. God, the grace of God was with me all along, guys. All along, I never ever ceased to pray. I always prayed. The people at Santam loved me because it's mostly Afrikaans, and they even interviewed me in Afrikaans. So yeah, they were really impressed by my Afrikaans, and then I got the position as a legal clerk. Before I gave my things in at Elite, I also applied several positions, like a position as a licensing officer at Walfish Bay Municipality. I even forgot about that position. I forgot that I applied for something like that. And then they called me for an interview maybe a year before they called me for the work. I even forgot I went to an interview. So the first day I started at Santam, the first day of my work at Santam, municipality calls me. I was in a taxi. I on my way home from work, and then they called me. No, municipality of Walfish Bay would like to make you an offer. I'm like, no, but I started work today at Santam, and then the guy asked me, how much are they giving you there? I told them, and I was like, yeah, we are willing to offer you this. And I'm like, okay, let me get back to you. And I quickly call my brother. Guys, my brother is my hero. He's my father figure. Whenever I needed advice, I would always go to him. So I call him, I tell him, he's like, no, take municipality. You didn't even have to ask me, my dear. It's municipality we are talking about here. It's a parastatal. You are home. Vantuk is expensive. Santam is a private company. Your work is not really secured there. And I was like, okay, yeah, you have a point there, brother. I called, and I always used to also pray for God to help me get a job at home, because I wanted to come back home. Guys, I love Walfish Bay. Oh, it's my hometown. I just love it. I'm just comfortable here. Yeah, so that's how I ended up in Walvis, the municipality of Walfish Bay, at NATAS as a licensing officer. 2 years back, 2018, I got promoted to customer care. I'm currently still doing that. And still pursuing my degree. I was at IUM in 2017. And then to do my degree, whilst busy there, I fell pregnant with my baby girl, Talia, my last born. And then we were also planning our wedding. My husband then decided he wanted to take this lady to be with her for the rest of his life. So I was planning a wedding, and I was pregnant, so it was a lot of pressure. I put the studies on hold for now. Yeah, but I'm still gonna go back, guys. I'm going to get that degree, and I'm gonna come back on this platform and show you guys my degree. So the moral of the story is to never give up. Never give up. Always have hope. Pray, and God helps those that helps themselves. God helps those that wants to be helped. God helps those that are hungry for success and for what they want, and that are persistent, and that are adamant, and that are English, guys. God can see our hearts. He sees what we really want, and he sees someone that is really, 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 really willing to fight, or willing to give it them their all, and God helps those. So the moral of the story, do not give up, no matter what life throws at you, no matter how many discouragements comes your way, no matter how impossible something may seem. Like, imagine I got turned away a lot of times by the government loans, but I didn't give up until God used my brother to pay for my studies. Had I given up, I would have ended up doing something that I didn't want to do. I would not even have my diploma today because I gave up. But God saw that this child really wants this, so let me make a way for her. Guys, prayer is key number one. Patience, faith. Always have faith, guys. Always believe that what you want to achieve, you will achieve it. Even if it seems impossible at that time, you can. Determination, very, very important. And be exact as to what you want. When you ask God for something, be specific. Tell him exactly what you want. Do not limit yourself, guys. Do not limit yourself. With God, there are no limits. So yeah, this is the moral of the story, guys. It's just to motivate someone out there that is going through the same thing, that had a lot of rejections. Rejection doesn't mean quitting, guys. It just means get up and dust yourself up, try again. So yeah, I'm still going to do my degree, guys. Before I turn 40 years old, I will get my degree in business and business admin. And yeah, I want to be an example to my daughters, to my kids. They need to look at me and say, if mommy could do it, I can do it too. Be that example to your kids also. With that said, this is a long video. I don't want to drag it all out. We will end here for now. I will surely be back with more videos. The next video that I'm going to upload will be a challenge that I'll be doing with my husband. Can't wait for you guys to meet him. Yeah, let's end this video here, guys, and see you again in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post. Like, share, and comment, guys. And thank you so much for your support, guys. And God loves you so, so, so much. Till next time. Peace.